you can't, the people opening up to synchronicity, it depends whether they experience synchronicity. And I'm not sure you can try and encourage people to pay more attention to, but it's a very difficult thing to do. So either synchronicity happens to you and you take note of it, or it doesn't happen to you. And I've gone through periods where it doesn't happen to me for a long time. So, and again, it's one thing. The interesting thing with synchronicity is it can happen to you and you can be convinced that it's significant and there's some kind of, there is an acausal connecting principle, as Jung would say. But as to what it means and how it's occurring and why it's occurring, nobody knows. So it's a very mysterious thing. And I think maybe its value lies in its mystery. That's that sudden feeling that there's some larger pattern that you're within that's moving in curiously wise ways. Maybe we don't know why or how, or even if it is significant. But maybe it's that the real value of it is the sort of the waking you up briefly into you. Wow, well that's pretty amazing, you know. So that's the kind of value. So maybe by talking about synchronicity can facilitate the awareness of it. But it's a curious thing because I've always found it interesting that Jung coined the term. Well, what happened before he coined the term? I think it's really interesting that he coined it, and I think he had to coin the term because it happened to him so many times that he couldn't ignore it. You know, this just can't be a random coincidence. It just seems, so I have to think of this new word for it. And it's almost, I often entertain the idea that it is maybe a new phenomenon. And I think maybe it manifests very, very slowly. And if it is to do with, as I've spoke to you before, about the self-organization of meaning, just like physical things come together naturally through self-organization, and self-organization goes on all, you know, on molecular level, on a level of stars and galaxies, structures form. It's possible that there can be the self-organization of meaning, patterns of meaning coming together. And maybe it's just beginning. And so if that was true, then it would start to occur to more and more people as time went on. But maybe it takes centuries, you know, but maybe thousands of years in the future, it'd just be, synchronicity would be just going on all the time and it would become like a normal thing, you know. Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know how you go about. I don't think it's amenable to increasing it. It just happens or it doesn't. I think maybe it happens, it's connected to how conscious you are and how much attention you pay. So I think if people are getting into systems of self-knowledge and mindfulness and just evolving their consciousness, then maybe they'll be open to it more and it's more likely to happen.